What's going on, guys? Day 2 out here on Mille Lacs Lake. To recap the last video we did, I was out here for probably 4 hours yesterday, fished some stuff that was closer to shore, some deeper rock and stuff. Didn't find a lot of fish, caught some, nothing spectacular. So today is hopefully complete the puzzle day. A day and a half is a short amount of period of time to try to complete a puzzle on a 130,000 acre lake, but that's the goal. I don't even really care about catching a ton of fish, as long as I see a ton of fish and the fish are the right ones. A lot of fish, hopefully 20 up. So today we're mixing it up. We're going out to the mud flats. Now, if you're not familiar with Mille Lacs, basically these mud flats are sand or soft bottom humps way out in the middle of the lake, and there's just an enormous amount of these humps, so there's no shortage of structure. Hopefully find some walleyes. We got a lot of graphing to do, so I'll kind of try to document the exciting parts of graphing as best as I can, but my guess is the first couple hours of the day are probably going to be just a lot of driving around and looking, but who knows, maybe we'll just check one spot, land in the mother lode, whack them all day, right? All right, well, that didn't take super long. I don't know, this is not gonna be a very big fish, but gotta start somewhere. And what is it though? All right, little baby walleye on the lead core. He's about a 15-incher. Just cheek hooked on that little shad dancer. Well, not big. We're hoping to get much bigger bites today, but it's a start. Gotta start somewhere. All right, we were hooked up on another one. About 10 minutes after that little dinker, we're just gonna take our time because I know absolutely nothing about this open water basin trolling on Mille Lacs. Structure fishing makes sense to figure out in a day, but to try to figure out an open water trolling pattern in a day on a 130,000 acre lake, not an easy task at all. This is definitely a more substantial fish here. 60 feet back. Basically what I'm doing, whoa, stay on. Basically what I'm doing, I'm trolling a lot of this kind of just deep water stuff. It's like 30 to 35 feet, and the marks I'm seeing are down about 27. And so I'm sticking this bait down on lead core about 25. It's about 100 back. This is incredibly rewarding. Sorry for the terrible camera angles. It is pretty breezy out. I'm sure the audio is terrible. But if we get this fish here, we'll give you a good look at him. Oh yeah, here he comes. Definitely a quality fish. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh yeah, this is what we're after. Definitely the fish we're after here. Come on. Come here. Come here. All right, there we go. Quality fish in the bag. One of my favorite cranks too. Little Berkeley flicker minnow. I'm gonna get them popped off here and we'll give you guys a look. All right, there we go. Awesome Mille Lacs Lake walleye. We have been working hard looking for fish. The pattern is not complete yet, but I think we are on the right track. So we're gonna let that guy go. That is incredibly rewarding. I hope to do this many more times. There he goes. Back to the depths. Like I said, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. There's a few fish out here. It does not look like a lot fish, but there's basically nothing like locked into structure, like locked into a lot of these flats, besides what look like very small walleyes. So We're just kind of raking the abyss outside these flats, and hopefully we can piece it together. Might have to go find a more productive zone, or I might just be able to tweak it and make it work here. We'll see. Alright, so as I'm sitting here editing this video, one thing I realized is I did an absolutely terrible job of documenting like where I was fishing, what I was doing. And this is often what happens when I go to a new lake and I start to taste, I start to find a little bit of something good, but I'm not catching a lot. I just go into like straight tournament mode, or I'm running all around looking for fish, stuff like that. And did not do a good job of documenting this, but we'll fill in the blanks right here. So basically I drove around a lot of these mud flats, looking on the tops, on the edges, on the sides, for probably 2.5 hours, and I was not seeing like anything that looked like I wanted to fish there. And basically what I started finding is that as I was kind of idling through to kind of get to another spot, I was seeing fish out off these flats, just out in deep water, right? And Mille Lacs is not a super deep lake. Most of the basin's like 35 feet, and these fish were just kind of like suspended out there. Now, the reason that this is very difficult to find or create a pattern on in the amount of time that I was there was because there's just a ton of that. There's just a ton of this deep water, 35-foot nothingness out there, right? And the fish were suspended over it. And most of the fish were down like 26, 27, 28 feet, kind of in that zone, in that 35 feet of water. But it wasn't like, when you're fishing structure and you mark a big stack of fish. It was just kind of like fish here, 2 fish here, 2 fish here, 1 over here. So basically all I was doing is trying to get around, as many fish as I could. And basically I was trolling lead core. And basically what lead core is, it's just a way to get your crankbaits very deep on a lot less line, or make a small crankbait achieve a very deep depth that it normally couldn't reach, right? So that's what I was doing. I started lead core and I started catching a few fish, but I wasn't like, I could tell something wasn't right. Either I wasn't around a lot of walleyes and I was marking some Cisco's or whitefish or whatever you want to call them in the mix, and they weren't all walleyes, or I just didn't have the bait dialed. One of those two things was for sure. So kind of what I did is, I'd run around with this crankbait because I can cover a lot more water with a crank than I can with a spinner rig, even though it's probably more likely a lot of days they'll eat a spinner rig. And basically, if I was fishing through a lot of fish and not getting bit, I'd go to a spinner rig and try to catch some fish. Obviously, the difficult part with the pattern that I was doing is in this open water pattern is there's so much water that it was difficult to like, look on the map and say, yep, they should be suspended out here, right? You can't really do that with a suspended bite. So that was kind of the challenging part in the morning. The day improved, but this is what I was doing right away. Little 16-inch walleye. Not a big one, but it is a small win for me. On the spinner. First one on that, I haven't been doing it for very long. That would be a nice fish to catch anywhere else, a little eater. But here we are looking for big ones. And fish on. We are working for them. I do not have the Mille Lacs magic touch. That is for sure. And all these fish we're getting are just out in the middle of nowhere. And I'm sure if you spend like a week out here driving around, you could kind of dial in on some of this stuff. But for me, it's just like randomness. So when I see like pockets of fish, I'll waypoint them and then go back through them, but there's a lot of nothing between spots with fish. This one's on a spinner. Oh yeah, nice walleye. Look at that guy. Grab the net here. Net's hung up on a rod. There we go. Come here, buddy. Got him. Another nice one. Slowly figuring it out. It's about a 22-incher probably. I kind of moved about a mile, and I'm seeing some fish over here. He was never getting off. There we go. I've also not dialed in on exactly what they want to eat. So not only do I feel like I'm not around a lot of fish, I also feel like I don't have exactly what they want yet, but we'll see. We'll give her another go with the spinner. All right, so by this point in the day, I basically kind of found the big pot of fish that I was going to end up fishing for the remainder of the time. And this is probably the hardest part, is just getting on a spot where there's a really good pot of fish kind of in a large area, right? And basically what it was is, a lot of times when you get on these open water patterns, the best thing you can do is be fishing open water that's around a lot of structure. So I was basically boxed in by like 4 big pieces of structure, a really big mud flat, a really big mud flat, a really big mud flat, and then it was kind of like a big gravel shoal on one side of me. And these fish were just sitting out in this soft bottom between all these things. And it was basically 35 feet of soft bottom. The fish were up several feet off bottom, kind of like that 26, 27 feet down. And along with kind of finding the spot, I was rifling through different spinner combinations. And one thing I realized with spinners is that it felt like I was fishing so slow to get in front of fish, right? So what I ended up doing is going back to the lead core rod, and I was rifling through different crankbaits. And I think I finally kind of found the crankbait that they wanted to bite that day. And it was this little shad wrap right here. I think this might even be a popular one out on Mille Lacs. I have no idea. But I want to say somebody told me about this color somewhere along the way. And basically all I was doing is obviously trolling this over spinners. I could fish twice as fast. You know, instead of going 1.2 pulling a spinner, I could get up going, 2.25 miles an hour and really cover a lot of water. And that was kind of the deal. I was running this thing back like 120, 110 feet back, sticking it down there and getting it right in front of those fish and buzzing around. Oh, we are hooked up on the lead core. You guys are probably like, man, this guy's trying everything today. That is because I am. Slow, meticulous, raking lots of ground to catch fish. This one absolutely throttled a shad wrap. I'm gonna turn my motor off here. Turn this off too. Kind of just going back and forth between a spinner and a crankbait, and I have by no means dialed this in, but kind of when I get in a good pot of fish, I'll try to pull a spinner, and if it's just kind of seek and destroy, I'll go to the crank because I can fish a little bit faster. I don't know if he's just coming with me. When he hit, he absolutely blasted this thing. Now it almost feels like he's given up. Oh yeah, nice walleye. Not a big one, but we'll take it. There you go. Decent fish. It's actually on about a 29-foot flat out here, kind of a deep saddle between 2 spots. And there we go. Nice Mille Lacs walleye. We'll let that guy go. He's about a 19-inch fish. Like I said, I basically have 0 experience out here in the summer, and I don't think they're biting very good to start, but each one is rewarding, especially doing something like this, which is just something I don't normally do. All right. We are hooked up. I think this is the one. I just put a hook in my foot and got it out. And this fish bit. It was a good luck hook. So I am wearing one shoe right now. Just caught that about, I don't know, 18, 19 incher. Kept going down the spot, saw a big mark on the graph, and he hit it. I don't know if he is super big. I am starting to get onto something, which feels good. The puzzle pieces have gone together, whoa, slowly today. Ooh, I don't like that. This fish means so much to me. I'm just gonna take my time. Nice and slow. I always hate drifting away from them like this, but it is what it is. All right, 30 feet left. We got big head shakes. Please tell me this is the fish we need to conclude the pattern. Yesterday was like picking up the scraps. Today I'm not dialed on anything, but I can tell you that it is a much more solid pattern when you get on it. He's right here now. Oh, come on, buddy. Too scary, too scary, too scary. Yeah, nice walleye. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there's my sock. Come here. Come here. Oh, we did it. We did it. We have a basin pattern. We have not been catching a lot of fish today, but I will say this. There's a lot of fish out here. Not exactly patterned on them yet, but trying to find all these fish in a big lake like this out over the basin on your first day, kind of out here trying to do it. I'm impressed. It's about 11 a.m. right now, and there we go. That is a quality one for sure. Probably about a 27, 26 incher, big head, classic Mille Lacs build to them. That is what I'm talking about. We'll take it all day long like that. I don't have a lot of time left here, but it feels good to be on fish, catching them, and seeing a fair amount of fish. So that is a major victory for us right there. We'll take it. We're piecing it together, getting it done. Get back down to the depths, buddy. There he goes. Oh, that excites me. Anytime I come to fish a different bite, something I don't get the opportunity to do a lot, and kind of make it happen or make the pattern happen, find them, dial in a bait, catch them, dial in the depth. It feels good. So we are by no means dialed in right now, but we're making steps in the right direction. Hooked up. Fish on. Gotta turn the GoPro on. Doesn't feel too bad. He's still 100 feet back though. I'm gonna kill that. Trolling motor's off, just drifting now. I like this bite. This is all right with me. Definitely the kind of spot where you kind of got to weed through them to get some bigger fish going, but we are catching them. 40 back. Come on, buddy. And it is quick action now. Not a whole lot of time in between bites. Nice walleye here. He's barely hooked. Not a big one, but I'll scoop him up. There we go. Catching them. That little shad wrap is the deal. Or they're just biting. Sometimes you just don't know, but I'll show you the fish. There we go. Another nice one. Nothing crazy big, about an 18 incher, but we'll take it. Got the pattern down now, and it feels good. See you later, buddy. All right, well, that is gonna kind of wrap up that short little Mille Lacs video. I know it was filmed horribly, but it's just sometimes you cannot always create the grade A cinematic fishing video. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that. That was kind of my day in Mille Lacs. I actually caught a lot of other fish kind of in that same size range. A lot of that, I would say 18 to like 23 inches in that afternoon. And I had to get off the lake by about 1 o'clock. So, but the goal was achieved. You know, I always wanted to go out there and create that or find that open water pattern. I didn't know that was going to be the pattern going in. I thought it was going to be trolling like on the sides of a lot of those flats or fish relating to structure, which was not the case at all. But I feel confident that if I went back today or, you know, anytime probably the remainder of the summer until it starts to cool down again, that I could go out there and once I found those fish, get on that pattern and really put the screws to them, because there is obviously a ton of walleyes in Mille Lacs. And if you can get on a big pot of them out in the basin like that, especially I think if you had 2-3 guys in the boat, instead of just trolling one line and you could troll 2 lines or 3 lines, I think you could really catch a lot of quality fish on the right day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. We got some exciting content coming up, some musky stuff maybe, some more walleye stuff maybe, and a little bit of everything coming. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this. If you're not yet, please subscribe. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video.